Yay! Win again. So, FA Cup gets Scunthorpe. Probably a result that we should get, but like everybody says, the magic of the FA Cup, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, Swansea got beat by Oxford this morning. Uh, Liverpool tied Exeter. Man U beat Sheffield. I mean, it's crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff. Um, so, going into this, maybe expecting a win, but not entirely certain. You really, these lower teams come into this game without any pressure at all to win, whereas the higher teams do have a lot of pressure, which causes more mistakes. Stuff like that happens, and I mean, last year Bradford City knocked us out in the fourth round, so anything can happen on any day in the FA Cup, and it's part of the fun, but also part of the nervousness if you're supporting a higher team. Now, as far as the lineup, I didn't mind it too much. Uh, I would have liked to see maybe one of the youngsters start. They did all end up getting subbed in. Kennedy, Loftus-Cheek first at halftime, and Kennedy and Bertrand Traore later on. But I would have liked to see one of them start. Just because it would be nice to see how test their stamina too. How long can you last more than one half type thing. Uh, Cahill in for Terry. You know, I guess just because you want to get Cahill back into fitness, but he made quite a few mistakes today that really could have cost us the game in a couple points. Um, no Baba in today. He was on the bench, but Ispilicueta Ivanovic still playing out there. And I get what they were trying to do. They even said at the beginning of the game, Gus said, we want to take this seriously, even though it is a lower team. This is the FA Cup, and anything can happen, so we're going to put in our strongest lineup. But I would have liked to see one of the youngsters get integrated into the team, so that way, they're getting playing time with these top-level players. It makes them better. It gets them that experience of playing with the rest of the team. So, like I said, I would have liked to see one of them start the game, but it was nice to see them all get to play a bit, and Loftus-Cheek got a nice goal, and I thought he played very well, too. Kennedy also had some good moments, and Traore didn't really have enough time to impose himself on the game, so didn't get to see him. So that's just my opinion on the lineup. Really disappointed because we still have the same problem, and that is if teams, if they put high pressure on us, we can't do anything. It's really frustrating to watch because we've got the ability, to just pass our way out of the back. We've got the players to just pass, and just the team keeps putting high pressure. Eventually, they run out of gas. That's how it would. That's how it would be. Well, we're not doing that. We're holding on to the ball too long, and then Scunthorpe is just high pressure, and we're making mistakes because of all this high pressure, and we don't know how to cope with it. And that's something that we were able to do last year fairly well. Like, teams would come up and put high pressure, pass around them, and now we're through. This year it's been high pressure, panic, kick the ball away, or panic, give the ball away. That was how it was in this game. Scunthorpe had way too many chances because of our mistakes, because we can't deal with the pressure. And it wasn't just like, they had this one period where Scunthorpe put a lot of high. No, it was throughout the entire game. There was not one little period where they had a chance. No, it was throughout the entire game. Scunthorpe kept putting high pressure, and we kept giving the ball away because of it. And it's really frustrating to see, that we can't, as what we should be, a high-level team, we should be able to deal with that. And we can't. So, I don't know. It was frustrating to watch. As far as that goes, just the silly giveaways, the holding onto the ball too long. Um, but overall they did okay. I think that one of the best moments was near like in the beginning, 10 minutes, 15 minutes about Costa got the goal, but it was a lot of possession up top. Like it was good possession. It wasn't like Man U possession where you got the ball at the midfield line just passing back and forth and back and forth. Um, we really did take the game to them for the first like 10, 15 minutes. And then they started putting high pressure, and that's when the game changed and it became a little bit more even. Uh, as far as performances, I thought Ramirez was poor today. Just stand out poor. Like everybody else was playing pretty well, and he was just a body on the field. Defensively, he wasn't really there. Um, and then offensively, he gave the ball away one too many times for me. Uh, Defensively, looked okay. Zuma made a couple of good stops. Cahill, like I said, was a little bit shaky on the ball, giving it away a couple times when just carelessly. And Aspilicueta and Ivanovic did okay. Aspilicueta caught the face mask disease from Matic, though, so I'm a little bit worried that now we've got two players with face masks. Well, Matic, I don't know. That's another thing I want to talk about. Matic. I don't know if he was on the bench, but I'm about to find out because I've got stuff right here on my phone. Um, Now, if he was on the bench, I'd ask why didn't he play? Wrong game. Go back. Okay, he wasn't on the bench. So, maybe he's hurt. I don't know. Because he hasn't had the best of years. He's had a couple good games here and there. But, now that Mikel especially has started stepping up, mainly in the last game, it's a little bit of competition for him. And so hopefully he steps up. And I would have, if he wasn't injured, I would have liked to see him in this game because it's a game for him to kind of get that form back and get that playing back. So I don't know. Really hoping that he gets that form back. Fabregas played pretty well. Got a few what's it called? Through balls. I couldn't think of the word for a second, but he had a few through balls that were really good today. The attacking midfield, Pedro, Oscar, Willian, they played okay. Oscar had a few moments of good interplay. Willian, something's up with his free kicks, his corners. Like, he was the free kick master a few weeks ago, and now all of his free kicks are just they're off. They're too short. The corner kicks are too short. They're not to our players. So I don't know what's going on there, but something to look at. Pedro played okay. Gave the ball away a couple times when he shouldn't have, and didn't really work to get it back. When he did, it was silly foul, something like that. Costa, I thought, played well, got himself in the right positions, got himself a goal, so that was nice to see. And then as far as the subs, like I said, Loftus-Cheek came on, did very well. Really hoping to see him a bit more involved in the team because he looked good. He held up the ball very well and got himself a nice goal. Kennedy came on, looked fast, looked energetic, and then Traore was not involved very long, so didn't get to see much of him. One thing too that I just want to talk about from the perspective of a Chelsea fan, I find it very interesting and a little bit frustrating watching games like this because the announcers they get a little bit annoying. For one, if it's against a lower team like Scunthorpe, they keep talking about how Scunthorpe has been very brave today. Like, no matter if it's 3-0 Chelsea, if it's 4-0 Chelsea. Well, if they press Chelsea at all, well, they've been very brave today and they've put a lot forward. But these in particular, there were a couple moments in the match where I just felt like, have you been watching this game at all? There was the moment where Ramirez, he He's challenging the guy, gets a little bit of a touch on his foot, and the guy just falls over. That's pretty much what it was. He felt the contact on his foot, and you could just see from the replay, he just whoop, falls over. Was there contact? Yes. Was there enough for a foul? No. That's why he didn't give the guy a yellow for diving, because there was contact. And then everybody's like freaking out. The announcers are sitting there talking about how, oh, that should have been a foul. It maybe should have been a penalty. Oh, no, for me it was just on the top of the box. There's no question that it was a foul. It's just, was it inside, was it not? And then one of the guys went on to say, you could just tell from the reaction of his teammates that it should have been. I'm like, what? So you're saying that nobody ever reacts when it's not a foul? Like, that never happens. Like, have you ever watched a game in your life? Everybody reacts whenever it looks like it might be a foul. I mean, they do that all the time. When it's not a handball, but it hit like right here on his chest or right here, really close to the arm, they're all, handball, handball. It's not a handball. They always react. So that was stupid. And then later on in the game, Kennedy's breaking into the box. The guy slides in. Kennedy does a little back heel, ball into his arm, and he catches Kennedy. And they just, oh, well, that might have been a handball, but for me it was ball to hand. And that's all they talk about. They never talk about it again. I'm like, really? Can we keep it equal here? Like, if you're going to talk about for 20, 25 minutes how that maybe should have been a penalty, but then you barely talk about this one that probably should have been a penalty, well, there's no equality here. And then there's another moment where Costa is battling with a guy, and his hand kind of goes back into the guy's face, and then he gets fouled for it. Earlier on, Willian caught a hand to the face. Pedro caught a hand to the face. Nobody discussed it again. It happened, and that was it. And then Costa does it, and they start talking about how Costa, whenever you're facing Costa, that's going to happen. I don't know if it's just because it's Chelsea versus the lower team, because it feels like that's where it happens a lot. Whenever they're facing the lower team gets like a lot of credit for stuff. I don't know. It's frustrating to watch, and that's less a review of the game and more of just real quick from the perspective of a Chelsea fan. It's frustrating, especially because this is the only way that I can see the games, like watching on TV, because I don't have money to go fly over to England and watch. Maybe one day, but not today. So yeah, I don't know. It was really weird that they were constantly talking about this Ramirez should have been a penalty, and then there's another one that probably should be, but we're not going to talk about it. Let's see, what else? Try to make sure I don't miss anything. I think that's about it. Ivanovic had a couple moments of stupidity. The one for the yellow card I thought was dumb, and then there was another moment where he should have just cleared it, took a touch, and then lost the ball. I'm just mainly for Ivanovic, just because he wasn't in good form earlier in the season, and he's he hasn't really gotten that form back, but he's gotten a bit better. So I don't know. I'm hoping he can get better. If not, hopefully Baba might be able to get better. But either way, just a couple moments of stupidity from him, and need to cut that out of the game, especially in an FA Cup tie. Like that's a big game, no matter who you're playing. So, hopefully this was just playing against the lower side. It's harder to get the players going. Hopefully that's what it is, and hopefully it gets better. We got Crystal Palace this weekend, not Crystal Palace. West Brom this weekend. They've been playing okay, but they're a side that has the potential to come out and run at you with a couple of fast players up top. So we'll see how they do this weekend. Hopefully they can take it to them and really just take control of the game. But we'll see. So let me know what you think about this game in the comments down below. Leave a like and subscribe for more Chelsea stuff. Also check out other videos. I do TV reviews, and I talk about every single Chelsea game. Well, I missed a few at the beginning of the year, but regardless of that, check them out, and I'll see you guys at the next game. Peace out.